Sister spouses are Kody and Robyn Brown perfect partners? Are sister spouses stars, Kody and Robyn Brown perfect partners? She flaunted that he was her perfect partner from the second she was presented in 2010. Presently, with them being totally monogamous, fans are contemplating whether they are genuinely implied for one another or on the other hand assuming that caring inclination has run its course. Continue to peruse for additional subtleties on their status. Are Kody and Robyn Brown perfect partners? At the point when Sister Spouses watchers initially met Robyn Brown in Season 1, she offered an extremely strong expression. She proclaimed that Kody Brown was her perfect partner. Robyn had recently been hitched and had 3 youngsters, Dayton, Brianna, and Aurora. She needed to find the right plural family as she wanted polygamy. Kody was great, in her eyes, as she felt he and the OG3 had an extraordinary dynamic. The spouses were blissful, cooperating as a perfectly orchestrated symphony, and Kody appeared to be a mindful husband. He likewise introduced himself as an elaborate dad, so Robyn was stricken and needed to be spouse number 4. That occurred, yet what she didn't expect was she would turn into the most loved wife. She cherished Kody, and she was his totally new toy. He invested more energy with her and her youngsters than with the OG3, which his kids get on. In the long run, the OG3 began to leave the plural marriage yet previous third spouse. Christine Earthy-colored Woolley was quick to track down genuine affection. She met her perfect partner and comprehended how Kody felt toward Robyn. That made her see she never believed anybody should pass up that feeling. Kody has since understood that Robyn is his individual, he was simply trapped in the polygamist mindset. That being said, now that he and Robyn Brown live in monogamy, does that mean they are genuinely perfect partners? Fans are uncertain, so a Reddit string was begun to examine. The overpowered expressed that they would concur from the get-go in the show that the couple might have been perfect partners. Notwithstanding, as the series has advanced, they accept Kody is more into her than she is him, and when the show closes, she will leave. Fizzled perfect partners? In the wake of seeing this examination of Kody and Robyn's sentiment, what did individual sister spouses fans need to say? Did they concur that at first they were perfect partners, however, that has since dropped off the radar? Or on the other hand, did they accept the adoration with still areas of strength for comparably? Probably not. They're the two swindlers who feed on each other. Kody will just really at any point love himself. However, I think he truly prefers the way that Robyn loves him. As of now, I see them more like co-plotters. No. She wedded him for security and likely popularity. No. I think they are simply stayed with one another as of now. In this way, the overall agreement is that they are not perfect partners, yet rather cooperating to keep the distinction alive. Enamoring fanatics of sister spouses. Kody is his own perfect partner, and in a stunning turn of events, Robyn Brown, frequently saw as Kody Earthy-colored's number 1 spouse, has apparently owned up to a long-held doubt. Christine Brown was genuinely finished with her union with Kody during their time in Las Vegas. This confirmation, whether deliberate or a mistake, has reignited banters about the cracks inside the Earthy-colored family and Robyn's job in the unwinding of Kody's associations with his different spouses. Life in Las Vegas, a defining moment. The Earthy-colored family's transition to Las Vegas was at first painted as a new beginning. In the wake of passing on Utah because of fears of lawful arraignment for their polygamous way of life, Las Vegas was intended to be a sanctuary where the Browns could revamp their relational peculiarity. Notwithstanding, as the seasons unfurled, it became obvious that breaks were framing underneath the surface. Christine's developing discontent. Christine frequently voiced her battles during the Las Vegas years. She felt ignored, underestimated, and progressively far off from Kody. Her disappointment wasn't simply restricted to her marriage. Christine communicated disappointment with the family's turn and the new powerful that appeared to incline toward Robyn's family. Robyn's rising impact. Robyn's appearance as Kody's 4th spouse acquainted new elements with the family. Many fans accept that her impact developed lopsidedly during the Las Vegas time, making strain among different spouses. Christine, specifically, appeared to feel the brunt of this shift, frequently referencing that she felt sidelined and undervalued. Robyn's stunning confirmation. Robyn Earthy Colored's new remarks have revealed new insight into the territory of Christine's marriage during the Las Vegas years. In a genuine second, Robyn conceded that Christine's personal separation from Kody started far sooner than watchers could have understood. Recognizing the distinction, Robyn expressed that Christine was at that point pulling away from Kody during their time in Las Vegas, well before the authority detachment in Flagstaff. This admission has driven fans to address why the family kept on introducing a unified front notwithstanding the conspicuous fractures. Conceding Kody's disappointments. In a similar conversation, Robyn implied that Kody's failure to focus on Christine's necessities and approve her sentiments assumed a huge part in her choice to leave the marriage inwardly. Robyn's affirmation appears to in a roundabout way recognize the preference Kody has for quite some time been blamed for, especially toward her and her youngsters. Christine's viewpoint, a sluggish acknowledgement. Christine has forever been vocal about her battles inside the Earthy Colored family. Her choice to leave Kody in 2021 was not made softly, it was the perfection of long periods of feeling unfulfilled and unsupported. The Vegas years as an impetus. During the Las Vegas years, Christine began to scrutinize the design of their family and her place inside it. She communicated feeling like an untouchable, especially as Kody's consideration appeared to move more toward Robyn and her kids. Christine's autonomy. In spite of the difficulties, Christine started stating her autonomy in Las Vegas, zeroing in on her own bliss and self-awareness. This period denoted the start of Christine's excursion toward leaving the marriage and making another life for herself. Fans respond to Robyn's affirmation. Robyn's confirmation has ignited extraordinary responses from sister spouses fans, a significant number of whom have long seen her as a focal figure in the family's breakdown. Justification for Christine. Fans feel that Robyn's remarks approve Christine's well-established complaints about her marriage and her treatment inside the family. Many have lauded Christine for her solidarity in leaving what is happening that at this point not served her. Analysis of Robyn. Robyn's affirmation has additionally drawn analysis, for certain fans blaming her for attempting to move fault onto Christine while making light of her own part in the family's issues. Watchers have brought up that Robyn's developing impact during the Las Vegas years probably exacerbated the pressures inside the family. How this affects Kody and Robyn. Robyn's confirmation doesn't simply consider Christine's excursion, it likewise brings up issues about the eventual fate of Kody and Robyn's relationship. Kody's responsibility. Fans have approached Kody to get a sense of ownership with his job in the breakdown of his relationships, especially his inability to keep up with equilibrium and decency among his spouses. Robyn's remarks recommend that even she perceives Kody's inadequacies, however she avoids straightforwardly condemning him. Robyn's situation in the family. As Kody's last spouse, Robyn is presently in a special position. Her affirmation might be an endeavor to revamp history and fall in line with the story that Kody's activities, not her impact, were the essential driver of the family's issues. Nonetheless, fans have some lingering doubts, addressing whether Robyn's variant of occasions is totally honest. The master plan. Robyn's confirmation has reignited discussions about the manageability of polygamous connections and the elements inside the Earthy Colored family. Polygamy under the magnifying lens. The battles looked by the Earthy Colored family feature the difficulties of keeping up with different relationships, especially when bias and imbalance become an integral factor. Robyn's remarks act as a wake-up call of the close-to-home cost that polygamy can take on completely involved. The job of the show. Sister Spouses has been instrumental in uncovering the Earthy Colored family's battles. However, it has additionally been reprimanded for possibly compounding these issues by focusing on show over goal. Robyn's confirmation brings up issues about the realness of the show story and whether certain bits of insight have been purposefully stowed away from watchers. Pushing ahead. As Christine keeps on flourishing post-separate, Robyn and Kody should explore the aftermath from these disclosures. Christine's fresh start. Christine's choice to leave Kody has been broadly celebrated by fans, who view her to act as an illustration of self-strengthening and flexibility. She has embraced her autonomy, zeroing in on her youngsters, profession, and new relationship. The eventual fate of sister spouses. Robyn's remarks might impact the course of future seasons, as watchers request more noteworthy straightforwardness and responsibility from Kody and Robyn. The show's makers should address these disclosures head-on to keep up with believability with fans. End. Robyn Earthy Colored's confirmation about Christine's close-to-home takeoff during the Las Vegas years has added one more layer of intricacy to the sister spouse's adventure. While it reveals insight into Christine's excursion, it additionally brings up issues about Robyn's job in the family's battles and the legitimacy of the stories introduced on the show. As fans keep on analyzing these disclosures, one thing is clear: the earthy-colored family story is not even close to finished. Could you like experiences into fanatics of sister spouses? While Christine Earthy Colored's takeoff from her union with Kody Brown got far and wide consideration, Janelle Earthy Colored's process has been similarly convincing. As of late, Janelle uncovered the vital second when she understood the time had come to legal counsel her up and assume command over her future, flagging that her once steady relationship with Kody had arrived at a limit. Janelle's initial job in the Earthy-colored family. Janelle, Kody's subsequent spouse, has for some time been viewed as the common-sense and autonomous individual from the Earthy-colored family. Not at all like a portion of different spouses, Janelle frequently focused on reasonableness and monetary steadiness over close-to-home show. The consistent hand. Janelle assumed a huge part in dealing with the family's funds and planned operations, guaranteeing that their enormous family could work really. She was much of the time portrayed as Kody's accomplice in business, working close by him to fabricate their common dreams. A functional way to deal with polygamy. Janelle's way to deal with plural marriage was not so much profound but rather more about the pragmatic advantages of the way of life, like shared liabilities and common help. Notwithstanding, this common-sense standpoint additionally implied she had little capacity to bear the bias and close-to-home disregard that started to surface in Kody's way of behaving. The limit, Janelle's epiphany. Janelle's choice to counsel a legal counselor didn't work out coincidentally. It was the zenith of long stretches of developing dissatisfaction with Kody's activities and his moving needs, especially after his relationship with Robyn Brown turned into the point of convergence of the family. Feeling sidelined. Over the long run, Janelle started to feel progressively sidelined as Kody dedicated more regard for Robyn and her kids. The partiality became difficult to disregard, and Janelle understood that her necessities, and the requirements of her kids, were being ignored. Monetary control issues. One of the main wellsprings of pressure was what was happening. Janelle uncovered that Kody's choices frequently focused on Robyn's family, passing on her and her kids to battle for themselves. This monetary divergence was a reminder for Janelle, who had forever been monetarily free and confident. The straw that broke the camel's back. Janelle described a particular episode that turned into the tipping point, a warmed contention with Kody where he excused her interests about reasonableness and regard inside the family. During this showdown, Janelle understood that Kody was done ready to pursue a decent and amicable relational intricacy. Counseling a legal counselor, a striking step. Janelle's choice to legal advisor up was not made softly. For a really long time, she had trusted that the issues in her marriage could be settled through correspondence and split the difference. In any case, the raising strain clarified that legitimate mediation was fundamental. Safeguarding her resources. Janelle's essential concern was safeguarding her monetary freedom. She needed to guarantee that the years she had put resources into the family wouldn't leave her with essentially nothing. Counseling a legal counselor permitted her to comprehend her freedoms and do whatever it takes to get her future. Pushing for her kids. Janelle additionally focused on her youngsters' prosperity. She needed to guarantee they approached the assets and backing they required, even as the family structure disintegrated. This choice highlighted Janelle's obligation to putting her youngsters first, in any event, when it implied facing Kody. Assuming back command. For Janelle, lawyering up was a method for recovering command over her life. Following quite a while of feeling disregarded and underestimated, she was prepared to focus on her own necessities and goals. Fans extol Janelle's solidarity. Janelle's disclosure has resounded profoundly with sister spouses fans, a large number of whom have respected her solidarity and freedom all through the series. A good example for strength. Fans have adulated Janelle for her capacity to go to bat for herself and her kids, even notwithstanding huge difficulties. Her choice to counsel a legal advisor is viewed as a strong illustration of self-support and versatility. Analysis of Kody. Janelle's story has reignited analysis of Kody, especially his supposed bias toward Robyn and his inability to keep up with reasonableness inside the family. Numerous watchers feel that Janelle's choice to pass on thinks about inadequately Kody's capacity to lead and support his plural family. Support for Janelle's freedom. Fans have observed Janelle's excursion toward freedom, with many communicating trust that she will keep on flourishing beyond her union with Kody. The master plan, how Janelle's story affects the earthy colors. Janelle's choice to legal counselor up isn't simply an individual achievement. It likewise reflects more extensive issues inside the earthy-colored family and the difficulties of plural marriage. The delicacy of polygamy. Janelle's flight features the hardships of keeping up with congruity in a plural marriage, especially when reasonableness and uniformity are not focused on. Her story highlights the significance of shared regard and correspondence in any relationship, however, particularly in a perplexing relational intricacy. A defining moment for the show. Janelle's disclosures have added another layer of dramatization to sister spouses, provoking fans to scrutinize the eventual fate of the show. As additional spouses leave Kody, the show's center might move to investigating their excursions of autonomy and self-revelation. What's next for Janelle? As Janelle keeps on exploring life beyond her union with Kody, fans are anxious to see what's in store for her. New open doors. Janelle has proactively started investigating new open doors, remembering centering for her well-being and seeking after undertakings. Her freedom and versatility make her a good example for fans who respect her assurance to fabricate a satisfying life according to her very own preferences. Reconstructing family bonds. Janelle stays focused on keeping up areas of strength with her youngsters and the other earthy-colored relatives who have upheld her. Her process might motivate different individuals from the family to re-examine their own connections and needs. End. Janelle Earthy-Colored's choice to legal counselor up marks an essential second in her excursion toward freedom and self-strengthening. Her boldness to defend herself and her kids has resounded profoundly with fans, who consider her to be a guide of solidarity and versatility. As Janelle keeps on building another life beyond her union with Kody, her story fills in as an update that focusing on your own bliss and prosperity is rarely past the point of no return. Might you want to investigate Janelle's subsequent stages more meticulously or break down what this choice could mean for sister spouses as a series?